Hail and well met, weary travellers, and welcome back to the fireside, because it's time for another episode of the Polyhedron Collider Plays D&D. Tonight, for once, we have the Masters of Fate once again. Well, most of them. So we have Andy as Arrakis the Sorcerer. Unfortunately, Sid can't make it as El Cockwind the Rogue, so we'll have to fill in as best we can. Derek Neal as Imnek the Warlock, Adam Moran as Sylfina the Druid, and last but certainly not least, our malevolent DM, Steve. So Steve, it's been a while. If you'd care to step once again into the torchlight and give us a recap on just what the hell the guys did whenever it was, 3 years ago?
Yeah, sometime in 2010.
The spotlight is yours.
I gotta admit, I've got to try and remember myself. So you chaps were in Mirabar. You were in Mirabar because, number one, Cockwind wanted to offload all the hard cash he'd stolen from the Hill Giants, Ogres and Orcs fort, and wanted to consolidate it into something a bit more carryable than several sacks full of gold. You also wanted to try and get some information about some odds and sods, and you were also thinking about seeing if you could spend some of that cash on purchasing magical items. So Cockwind managed to trade all his basically hard cash into Mirabar trade bars, which lightened the load considerably. You met up with Hilda Silverstream where you were there, who told you about some events that were happening in Icewind Dale since you've left. And you asked about inquiring about getting some information from the dwarves, from their libraries about Ertu the Baylor and the Crystal Shard and things like that. You found out that the books had been stolen from the Dwarven Library, and it was suspected that a wizard, or well, not a wizard, sorry, a trader from Luskan under the name Praxin Heskin had stolen them. And so you decided, well, the most sensible thing to do here is to steal them back.
Cool.
So you found this guy's house. You charged in the front door, started fighting two guards who were at the ground floor, only to find out they were Cambions, kind of half demons in disguise. You dispatched of them, were about to make your way up, and then Cockwind triggered a magical trap, which blasted all of you for a considerable amount of energy power, and you all decided to sit down and have a bit of a nap and a rest and a cup of tea and a sausage roll, to try and get some hit points back, and that's where we left you.
Indeed.
So because Sid isn't here and Cockwind isn't here, actually makes the rest will make an opportune time. So we'll assume that Cockwind has decided he has business elsewhere and has left the group. So it's just the three of you currently at the tower of Mr. Praxton Hiskin.
Tower of Terror. Okay.
Yes.
Well, so we did rest, didn't we? Oh, I didn't need to, that's right, because I was immune to the, resistant to the fire effects. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yep, it was.
We weren't immune, you were resistant, so you took did you make your save as well as you took quarter damage rather than the full?
Yeah, I took about 6 points of damage.
Blast.
Right, well. Where am I? I'm not there. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Sat here. Okay.
Let's move Cockwind out the way. Let's move him down there. And then John's character is just so John can see the screen for the stream. So ignore him. He's not there.
Need to make certain, a number of camouflage tokens for him and just swap them in so they look like the floor of whatever building you're in.
I wasn't aware we were playing Infinity.
Right. Let's go back through this door.
So can anyone perchance search for traps with Cockwind not around?
I could try, but
yeah, that was the answer I was worried about.
I am not going to make any assumptions as to my level of success.
Okay, so the room which you have entered into is obviously the base of the tower. There is a door to your left-hand side and a spiral staircase going through the centre of the tower.
Can we listen at this door then? I'll not barge through just in case.
Okay, make a perception check then.
a perception check. There it is.
Holy shit.
Whoa. Crit.
I can hear a
you don't hear
mouse.
anything.
I can. I can hear a mouse fart in a bag, but there's nothing there. Right, let's go in. Is it open? Is the door open?
Hang on, I have to open the door.
Okay.
Which is easier said than done. I can't seem to select that. Okay. Yeah. And how do I grab just that? Nope, that's taken everything. That hasn't worked. Can you move your icon out of the way, Andy? There we go. I might be able to just grab that now. Nope. Oh, fuck's sake. I was watching another tutorial on this, and they said to make little handles so they're easy to grab, and I thought, well, that's nonsense. They were right. You need handles so you can grab them. There we go. There we go.
Excellent. And I'll bundle through.
So you can see there's some kind of little study room, a couple of bookcases on the side of the wall, a couple of chairs, and like a little reading lamp.
Is there anything of interest on the bookshelves?
It does appear to be mostly information about accounts, trading, and such like, and the odd trashy Silver Moon romance novel.
What's this in the middle, by the way?
Staircase.
That's the staircase leading up.
Right. Can I search for any kind of magical warding before we do any further?
Investigation.
No, I can't. This place is totally fine. Can I peer through this door? Ooh, what's in here?
So you can see this is basically some kind of storeroom and well. So it's where they're getting fresh water into the house. And other than that, not much of interest.
Well, okay
So
then. Nothing at all.
No.
Right.
It's just dusty cellar and basically storeroom with things like brooms and cleaning equipment and stuff like that.
Well, in that case, I believe we're going to go upstairs, chaps.
Okay, right, how am I going to do this?
We sneak upstairs.
Oh, you're make a stealth check if you're sneaking.
Yes.
Are you all sneaking?
No, I'm on it tonight. Holy shit. I am like the wind.
If you're filling in Cockwind duty, then of going up ahead of people.
Yes.
Sterling is actually doing okay. I had a character sheet. I can't remember what Harvey. Oh yeah, no, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The disadvantage.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, watch Harvey fuck it up. Yep.
Well, he's less experienced than the rest of us. He's just clomping his feet around.
He's bringing up the rear anyway, so.
Mm.
Okay, so you make your way up to the second floor.
Mm-hmm. Everything here?
Mm-hmm. You can't see anything or hear any noises. Everything appears to be quite quiet and dead up here at the moment.
Okay, we've got a door here. Scoot my way around here. A door here. And a door here. And a door here. 4. Oh dear. We can see through there. poke my head round. Oh, there's nothing there.
It appears that the room you just walked into used to have a door on in there as well, but the doors can't come off its hinges.
Right, okay.
Is it like forced off its hinges or just someone's unscrewed it?
No, basically most of this floor kind of looks in kind of bad repair. So the hinges look like either the door was rotting away or something. It's like it's almost if someone is the floor's been abandoned and no one's used anything in here for some time.
Okay. John says he's stuck downstairs.
I've just moved him down.
Okay. Right, well. In which case, shall we make our way through these doors?
Certainly can.
One at a time? Why not? Let's do this door.
We at least search for any kind of traps.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I was going to say I'll give you assistance, but
I don't think it's going to make much difference.
well, you know, we're giving you advantage. No traps for sure, at least.
Okay. What's in this door here? Blink. Nothing. Rocks.
A simple cot, basically, in the corner.
Anything in it?
It's a bed. Someone slept in it at some point, but
Does it look like it's been used recently? Or?
yes, it does actually. It is a made-up bed, and it does look like it's been used, but there's no other real kind of trappings or personal items there that you can see.
Okay. Well, next. Sylfina, would you like to do the honours?
No.
Well, all right. Put it another way. Do the honours.
Still no.
Fine. What's in here?
So much like the other room you've just been in, this is a simple room with a simple bed set up in the corner as well.
People live here. Well, 2 dead Cambions, I suppose. And the next one. Open this door slowly.
Again, you find a third room, much similar to the other 2 you've already been in. A simple carved room.
Is there anything invisible in here? Do I get the sense of any magic?
Make what's do? Make an Arcana check.
Good grief.
No, it seems to be completely devoid of magic in here.
How strange. Oh, onwards and upwards, I suppose. How many floors does this place have? Do we know? Cockwind did do some recon.
Cockwind did tell you there were the ground floor and then 3 floors of the tower.
Right, so we've got 2 more above here. Okay, I guess we head up.
Who's going first?
Well, the simulacrum's there, so...
He has a terrible stealth roll, however.
Well, why not? I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll slink forward.
Like mince.
Mince forward, yes.
Deadlift, yeah.
Oh shit, that should have an extra wall in there. I've missed the wall off, but never mind, it'll make a difference. Right, so who else is going upstairs?
I guess Adam next, and then Imnek,
Yeah.
and then the simulacrum.
Makes sense.
There we go.
Well, it seems quite safe up here.
So this is it seems to be a storage room full of cages and traps almost, all of which some of which have little strange creatures in, like little the odd kind of rabbit or a cat or a tressing, which is a winged cat. And then there are various empty cages that are obviously there for holding other things. There's a small desk in which someone can sit and take notes at these, but there's not much else in here. Really.
Is there anything in this desk?
You give the desk a good search. There are some notes about finding familiars and like how to bind a familiar or a creature to become your familiar. But most of what you know is kind of similar to the bog standard find familiar spell.
Okay. So there's nothing I can learn from this. Having a familiar could be quite fun. A kind of mini-me.
I'd be interested to see what kind of animal would put up with you.
Well, anything else round here, boys?
Seems to just be some animals.
Onwards and upwards, I suppose. Can we interact with the animals?
Yeah, they're alive. Animals inside, yeah.
Can you talk to animals, Adam?
If that requires a spell, no.
Okay. You don't have any kind of, you're being a druid, you can't like communicate with animals or anything like that, no.
I am a spore druid.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or if he was a shepherd druid, he might be able to. But yeah, he likes fungus rather than animals. Fungus rather than fauna.
Flora over fauna, mate.
Okay. Well, I guess we're up again.
Yeah. Circle of the shepherd can. None of the other druids.
Tower. Not what I was expecting.
No, indeed. I feel suspicious. Something's not right.
Cockwind did say that he saw someone working at the desk on the floor above.
I suspect that's our host. But I'm surprised this place is so deserted. Oh well, let's go and find out. Upwards. Yoink, and I'll try and sneak again.
Okay.
Guess
Imnek I'll head towards the back, so Imnek roll. Oh dear, and Harvey roll. Reversed. None of us are very stealthy. In fact, the guy in the clanky dwarven plate is the stealthiest of them all.
Okay. Let's move. Where's Cockwind gone? Not Cockwind. Where's Arrakis gone?
I think under Adam.
There we go.
There you go. So you going thirsty again?
Sorry, did I put my thing on top of your token?
It's alright, don't worry about it. It's fine now.
I was moving one of the guy to the chairs, and obviously from where I was, I did not get to see where your token was.
Okay, so you go up to the 4th floor, and this appears to be some kind of study, Arrakis. There's a spyglass looking out the window, and you can just make it a desk and bookshelves and such.
Right, okay. Well, slowly look around.
Okay, is anyone else following him up?
Sure.
Yes.
Right, what were your stealth checks? Okay, so who's going next?
At the back, with the highest stealth roll.
Right. Let's just put you there. So put you there. Put you there. Put you there. Okay.
So, don't see anything around this corner.
No, you can't. You can just see the desk. So there's a desk with some writing, some notes, and these large tomes are open on the desk. There is, I said, the spyglass looking out the window, and it's lit. Whereas most of the rooms had some barely minimal lighting, this has torches lit in the room.
So, someone's been in here, obviously, or still is. I'll just point round the corner.
Can Imnek would like to listen out for any sounds other than us.
Make a perception check then. You can hear, just very faintly, as if air is being buffeted.
Bellows? Maybe.
Is it like a rhythmical sort of sound, or?
Yeah, it's rhythmic and it's constant, and it appears to be coming from just outside the tower.
Outside the tower?
Yes.
That
I think I can
suggests
hear
a big
wing
ass.
beats.
Yes. Ooh, wing beats. How large does it sound? Are we talking sparrow or dragon?
How large does it sound?
You can hear it from outside. You wouldn't expect to hear like a sparrow wing beats going at the speed it's going, but it's not deafening. So
Between a sparrow and a dragon.
Well, I'm glad we've
Maybe
cleared that up.
Griffin. Yeah.
Fine. Look out. Can I look at? Is there a window over here?
Yes, there should be two windows, so you should be able to just see where. There you go.
I'll poke and have a look out through the window if there's anything there.
So you should
Yes.
be able to see something.
Yes.
There's a cambion hovering in place, waiting for you. Please roll for initiative.
God damn it.
Hang on, let me clear initiative. Make sure. Oh, it's alright. I'd already cleared it.
Well, I'm doing well tonight on the rolls.
Should we have I can't remember if we agreed. Should we have the simulacrum go on the same initiative as me?
I think it should go on the same initiative as you, shouldn't it?
I don't know, but
Yeah, let's say it does. Let's say it goes on the same initiative as you.
because you haven't created a separate character sheet, so that would be awkward to keep track
Yes.
of. I am keeping track of his hit points currently.
Okay. So, as I said, you poke out the window, see the cambion, who then sees you and moves into action. It's also then you hear a kind of a chanting coming from the other window, and a kind of Fuyo, and then
Imnek casts a counter spell at the sound of spell casting outside.
has he got a reaction spell? Has he?
Yes, counter spell.
So what does that do?
Stop the spell being cast. Make a DC 10 plus spell level check if it's above the spell slot level I'm using, which is a level 3.
Okay. So it is a level 3 spell as well.
Okay, so it is automatically counted.
It's automatically counted. Ooh. Okay.
Let me see if I can show it to you.
So I'll grab it up at the end. Okay. It has done that.
As written, you need to be able to see who's countering it, who's
Well,
casting.
Well, I guess it's probably I can actually see, but I guess that's actually my simulacrum that can see it. But I can just see something here.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, the simulacrum will counter it because I won't have any of that magical shit. Thank you. Come near me.
So, right, so the simulacrum can cast it, but it doesn't have any regenerate any slots. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, it dispels it straight away. And then the Cambion will attack Arrakis
Oh, great.
with a fire ray. Well, 2 fire rays. Oh, look at that. Just twice. So plop,
Fun.
plop. The first one is a critical miss, and the second one hits armor class 10.
No. I am considerably harder than that.
So Sylfina is next.
Oh, according to this, I have an armor class of 7. That's not right. Fuck is my
I
armor
can't see
class
this fucking
7?
thing at the moment.
It's supposed to be 15.
How the hell do I see this thing?
Move to there.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go. Yeah. I forget, these things aren't humanoids, are they?
The wizard is. Oh, it's a human rather than humanoid.
Hold person just says choose a humanoid.
Yeah, that's fine. It won't work on the Cambion then.
Oh, I can't see the wizard, I think.
That's the other window
Because it's a fiend.
where you saw the simulacrum sort of suddenly like look and point and say nope.
Nope.
Was that the token for Johnson?
That's
That's
John.
John.
You can probably move
Can
here.
I see this?
Yeah, there should be fine.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, it will not work on the Cambion because he's a fiend.
Humanoid is very vague.
Yeah, well, humanoid is humans or humanoids, so most player character races and orcs, goblins, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Mm.
Hold person. Yeah, I guess I'll attempt to cast hold person on him then.
Okay.
A DC 15 wisdom save.
DC 15 wisdom save. It has failed.
He is paralyzed.
Right, can you read through the description of the spell for me a second? And the description of paralyzed, because this is going to be interesting.
Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw. It will be paralyzed for duration. At the end of each of its turns, it gets to make another wisdom saving throw, and it ends on a success. Paralyzed. It is incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. And can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity tests. Saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attack is in within 5 feet of the creature. Though that one seems less relevant because he is flying.
Oh,
Why
He's
does flying? I don't know.
Yes, he's flying via a fly step spell.
Incapacitated.
does that mean he falls to his death?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to work out.
Oh,
Well, once you're
Because it's-
incapacitated,
As soon as we heard that a thing was flying outside, I looked it up to see if it was actually saying anything about flying.
Well-
Because none of these do sort for petrified either.
It depends whether
fly
it's
fly is a concentration spell, so presumably if he's incapacitated, he can't concentrate.
well, even if it was wings, then surely you can't flap your wings, which are what keep you aloft.
Mm.
So
Agreed.
paralyzed plus flying seems like a bad mixture.
It's a question of whether it's the magical flying, you see, because it's magical. It's not flapping the wings. He's just concentrating
But-
on it.
If he's concentrating on a spell, then he automatically loses concentration when he's incapacitated. As I think someone said.
Hang on.
Mm.
Let me just double check. So, hold person. It'll be paralyzed for the duration. So it's paralyzed. So just paralyzation, cancel,
Concentration.
concentration is the question.
Pretty sure. Let's have a quick look. Paralyzed, incapacitated, see the condition, cannot move or speak. Automatic incapacitated. What? See the condition. Oh, paralyzed. What?
Right, back in the thick.
Oh, there we go. Can't take actions or reactions.
I think I found the source of this one. Right. According to Mr. Jeremy Crawford, who wrote the rules for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, he remains hovering.
Ah.
Huh.
But he can't move because he hasn't lost the concentration.
Right.
I thought spells ended when you were incapacitated, generally.
It doesn't say ends concentration, so...
No. It is true. If the guy who wrote the rules is saying that, then...
I just seem to remember a lot of spells are like until you're incapacitated, but I guess this one doesn't.
It doesn't because it's just a concentration spell. Yes. It's specifically actually listed in the flying movement. If the flying creature's speed moves to 0, which is because it's incapacitated, it falls unless it has the ability to hover by magic, such as the fly spell.
Okay.
There we go.
So what happens if someone hits him with something?
If someone hits him with something now, he could lose his concentration, and if he loses his concentration, he will plummet 3 stories down.
Excellent. Right. We know what we're going to do.
Combo!
Right.
Right, sorry for that small break. Imnek, it is your action.
Okay.
Batter him.
Well,
He's a spellcaster. Batter him.
Options.
Only you can prevent dungeon fires.
Kill the healer.
Yes. So Harvey will use his axe longbow to shoot the very still and immobile wizard. Advantage because he's so yeah, I was considering, does Imnek cast fly on Harvey and then Harvey flies out the window hacking with an axe? But I think probably do
That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, a little too ambitious, and I'd rather Harvey did it to.
Just chuck a rock at him.
Right. That'll be 2 shots.
So, first one hits, second one hits. So between the two of them, they do 18 points of damage to the now hovering, completely motionless in the air wizard.
Yep.
So it takes it down to that. And then got number lock on. Stupid laptop. So he has to make a concentration saving throw for both of them, which is...
And for both.
Constitution. It's taking
10 all the hit points, whichever's higher, isn't it?
No, it's half the damage.
Half a hit points, that's right.
Well, it's failed the first one.
Yep.
It rolled a 5. So it plummets.
Yes.
And it's going to plummet. It's on the 3rd floor, so 30 feet. So that's 3d6 damage it does. That's 10 points of damage.
And a sickening
Probably
crack
some
of
very-
legs.
Yeah, they're saying so probably some very nasty injuries to benefit.
And so now it's on the floor down below, in the middle of the street.
Oh.
It's still paralysed, but it still seems to be alive.
And then Imnek, because Harvey's probably said something like "wizard out there" and then shot. He is going to jump up onto the desk, stick his head out the window, and shoots a couple of eldritch blasts down at the wizard. Also be with advantage. This is less impressive than the longbow, though.
Oh, you only get one.
No, Eldritch Blast it doesn't get more dice. It gets more attacks. It's
right,
weird like that, yeah.
Interesting.
And I instead roll very high, which is good.
Yeah, you got a critical, which is pretty nice.
Advantages on all of these. That's pretty good.
Look, he's paralysed.
Paralysed. Don't you
I
remember
see.
when you got paralysed and got absolutely
Yes.
fucked up?
I
They're all
remember
in-
that. Yes, it was nasty.
They're all in melee range as well. Like this guy's lucky that Imnek is not on the ground with him.
Yes, basically, via the Eldritch Blasts, you've turned him into a cinder.
Yeah. So the thing is, so he, because Eldritch Blast is force damage, so he hits the ground and then he just gets like smacked back into it.
Well, guys, wizard handled.
Well, that seemed ludicrously straightforward.
I hate wizards.
One
Well,
problem.
now I don't even have
We
to
don't
make
know where this book-
concentration checks anymore.
We don't even know where his book is. Interrogating is going to be a little difficult.
And Imnek will step down off the desk calmly and with a little air of satisfaction, and turn to face the Cambion, and I will end my go.
Arrakis.
As
Basically,
he's
what's happened is Arrakis has looked out the window and gone, "What the hell was that?" And then behind him, there's been this like furore.
Yeah.
Everyone
Nothing
else
to worry
is
about. Yeah.
Job well
I
done.
will calmly fire a ray of frost at the Cambion. Hello, casting Yes, okay. So, ray of frost.
hits.
So his movement speed is slowed by 10 feet,
Okay,
and I shall move out of the way.
that's fair enough. Okay, that can be.
That poor wizard.
I have little sympathy for wizards.
Boom.
I've got intruders. Oh no. Oh no.
It has a sensible plan. Cast fly, get outside. As soon as you see him, cast a fireball.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting the fireball to be counted so quickly.
And then just to get paralysed and then
Yeah.
shot and then blasted.
See, it's a much better plan when the other team doesn't have magic too.
Oh, it'll be the Cambion then.
Cambion. So, who can it see from there? Because I don't get. Who can
It
see
would
the
be able to
Cambion?
see Imnek and maybe Sylvanas.
Because unfortunately, I
Not
don't
me, because I moved.
Yeah, be able to see Sylvanas and Imnek.
Okay. Well, it sees Sylvana as a little bit of a threat as it casts Hold Person. So, is it within range for that? Probably not. Come on, not enough screen real estate. Oh no, it is. Right, Sylvana. Make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh,
Be a critical failure. You are now charmed. And that can
you're an
be-
elf. It's a charm
Oh
spell.
no, wait. Charm. I have advantage.
Yes. Okay.
So
Roll
I'll
one
just roll
dice.
again. Shall I-
Just roll one dice again, yeah.
No.
Oh, you know, one or the other.
Opposite ends of the spectrum then.
Yeah.
Okay, you are not charmed then.
Oh.
I can't be put to sleep by magic either. In case he tries that one, mate, somehow.
So back to Sylvana, it's up to you.
Sylvanas sort of
Alright.
like goes to do something and then it's like, wait, why am I doing this?
What?
Do I bother spending another spell slot? Or...
Nah, just chuck a rock at him. You, know,
Yeah,
you could
I
you
wanna-
could leave Arrakis to deal with him. If you don't want to go.
Fair
and,
enough then, if
search
you
for
want that.
things. Yeah,
I'll just
fine.
cast Chill Touch on him then.
Yeah, go for it.
You seem very eager to take this guy, so I'll let you deal with your own.
He doesn't seem to be an enormous threat, so.
As I've demonstrated by not using maximum effort.
Yeah, didn't seem to be an enormous threat, says all the guys who didn't get hit by them.
I got hit by it, and I lost 12 hit points because I think I saved against it. And I'll move. Bye.
Okay. Simulacrum will just kind of like pop through of like hello and shoot a couple of arrows at the guy, the Cambion.
First one's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is not.
Okay. And then Harvey will follow the other guy's cue and step back out of sight. I guess Imnek will just sort of look at the others, sort of all cowering in the corner, shake his head,
Cowering?
point his sword at the guy, and loose off another couple of Eldritch Blasts. I will cast Hex on this thing, however, for my bonus action. Last time. Is that a hit?
That is not a hit.
Decent roll, and I will shoot my second blast. Oh, that is also a miss. So,
Indeed.
yeah. Not my forte.
Arrakis.
Okay, how far outside this window is this chump?
He's about
10 feet.
10 feet, basically, yeah.
Ooh, Thunderwave could be a laugh. Yes. Let's make my presence felt. Thunderwave.
You haven't
It's
done that in a
15
while.
Exactly. I'll just run to the window and just blast him.
What happens if a flying creature gets pushed? Does it just get pushed as normal?
Just gets pushed, yeah.
What does Thunderwave actually do? I can't remember now. Does it actually do that much damage? Because it's really more the blowing them out of the way. But
Yeah. Like 2d8 or 3d8?
it's something like that. It's not that much. It's only a few d6, I think.
The first level.
Thunderwave. 2d8 thunder damage. Push to. Yeah.
And more at higher levels.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be doing that. There's no point. Fireball's probably a little bit too much, and he's probably resistant to that. So let's just go with another Ray of Frost.
So, Arrakis cycles through all the mighty, powerful magics that is spell, and then just like, nah.
Think. Well, if he's resistant to fire, but potentially susceptible to ice, then it seems to do. But I've done 18 points of damage now, so 19. So that'll do. Right then, I'll move back out of the way so he can't see me. I'm just being cheeky. Think.
Okay. So did you hit him with a ray of frost, didn't you? So his speed's reduced by 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So speed is now that. Okay. So
I'm going all T1000 in the LN2 on him.
stick its head in there then.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
And fire off 2 fire rays. One at Arrakis.
Seems rude.
Armor class 17. 12
That will
fire
hit
damage.
me, and it'll do me 6 points of damage because I am resistant to fire.
And one against Imnek, which misses.
That is.
And it will then go.
Sure.
Back outside.
Yep.
Twat.
I see he's played Gears of War.
Let's catch him. Where's he gone?
We can.
Git singed my suit.
Sylfina.
Oh yeah, this thing's still alive. Oh god. Oh, can you ready a spell like you can with other attacks?
You can, yeah. Well, you can ready in action. You can
Ready in
Okay.
action. Sorry, yes.
Yes.
I'll ready a chill touch then for whenever this thing pops its head around again.
Nice.
That's me done.
Okay. Harvey will move 15 feet up to this door. I assume it's a door here, yeah?
Yep.
He will open the door. Okay. Can't see anything up there. 10.
Mm.
15. And then he will ready his longbow to shoot any sign of a cambion he sees out the windows.
We can't ready because he's opened the door. That's an action.
No, that's you get one sort of free interaction over, like drawing a weapon or opening a door or picking up.
As long as it's part of your move, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you like draw a weapon for free, but you only get.
No, I
the
realise
one.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, doors included. And then Imnek will he'll stay where he is and he will ready an Eldritch Blast. If he sees the cambion anywhere. Is he done?
Okay. Arrakis.
I suppose I better look out this window again, see if this little bastard's here. No. Can't see him. So it's what, 5 foot? 10 foot?
Just saw him fly over kind of this
So what's that?
side.
2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll move to here. And I will ready a ray of frost.
Okay. Back to the cambion. So the cambion. How's that speed? Oop. Yep. So he will again poke his head at the window.
Hello.
Oh. Yeah.
And everyone unleashes their actions.
What order should we do these in?
Initiative order, so Sylfina's first.
Sure.
Listen for 8 necrotic.
And he can't be healed.
Ooh.
It's literally never mattered every time I've cast it.
One day, that would be awesome.
One day we'll be
Imnek?
glad that's on there.
Hex. Sorry, not Hex. I've cast a Hex, so I'll use my Eldritch Blast. That's a miss. And my second one, which is a hit. So we'll just use the Hex I rolled accidentally, preemptively.
Okay.
Mighty's 10 damage. Force and necrotic.
Arrakis, what was your ready action?
It was a ray of frost again. So
Okay.
that's a miss. Bugger.
So he does a fire ray against Sylfina.
Misses.
Misses. One against Imnek. Also misses. And poodles out the window again.
Flying too fast if you just more stable platform if you flew slower.
Okay. Sylfina.
One of us should basically stand by the window to when he comes in and just hit him with a piece of 2x4.
Feel free.
Slap the rats.
That.
I could have animated the wizard's corpse, but unfortunately it is on the ground and far away.
Next time.
I'm going to ready a chill touch again.
Okay.
He is going to head over to the window and try and poke his head out and see if he can see anything. He cannot, I guess.
No, he can't.
He will ready his longbow then to shoot it when he sees it.
Okay.
He's up to try and. Can I see more in this direction or?
You can kind of poke your head out if you want.
So I just move this into this square next
Yeah,
to me.
go into that square, yeah. Just like you kind of just peering out and grabbing over the windowsill.
Can just barely see him. I will shoot off a couple of hexes at him. Eldritch Blast.
He will be obscured, so because you can't see all of them, he's behind the wall a little bit, so he'll have a bonus to his armor class.
Two.
I think that's still a hit. Go
Oh, a mighty one.
Every little bit counts, right?
Yeah, that's going to be this.
That's his crit miss. Okay.
Will pull himself back into the room.
That's fair enough.
I
Arrakis.
see you.
So where was he? Where was he in there? Is he through this window or this one?
He's outside he's on the wall opposite to Sylfina. No, like up here.
Oh, okay.
He's hanging around the north end of the tower.
I'll poke my head out. Can I see him from here? No.
You'd be able to see him if you could see him.
True.
You'd have to poke your head out.
Well, I'll sit here and ready another spell, another Ray of Frost.
Okay, so you all stand there readied. After a couple of minutes, nothing happens.
He's fucked off. Oh.
Did we not see him go past the windows at all? I take it.
No, he didn't know.
Right. Are we still in combat?
No, you can come out of combat now.
Okay. Right. I'll go down here and find the little bastard. Can Boris, or whatever his name is, see him?
Harvey.
Yeah.
No, I think he went at the other side of the tower. Because he had a good view.
Sticking your head out the window and looking kind of northward, you can just see him. I mean, the light's fading because it's getting dark, but you can just think you can make out a shape flying away northward.
Yeah,
How far away is he?
He was frosted, so if you waited around, he'd be about 150 feet away to 200 feet away.
That's too far for my Ray of Frost.
Longbow range, though.
Do it. Shoot him.
Possibly with disadvantage, though. What the range of longbow is.
Because my firebolt is sadly annoyingly 120 feet range.
Yeah, I think Eldritch Blast is 20. Yeah. 20.
Well, let him go.
Longbow is.
It's 150, 600.
Yep. So he's literally right on the edge of normal range, or would this be disadvantage?
Yeah, but it's making disadvantage, but you probably get, if you're going to fire at him, you could probably get a couple of rounds worth of shots out of him.
Yeah, we're 600 feet. Okay,
Yeah.
so just draw his bow, and I assume because it's the packed longbow, it doesn't actually have any real ammo. It just sort of draws it back and it shoots this sort of spectral energy.
Just weird, yeah. It just fires weird bits of black weird stuff.
Or maybe like actual bits of black shard or something. Just
yeah.
Great. Okay. First round.
So both of them are a miss.
Yep. And then last desperation shots as he goes out. Yeah. Nothing lands.
I reckon he'll get a third shot in.
Okay. Desperate, trying to.
Just as he's getting to the very end of the range. No, still misses, I'm afraid.
Even the 18.
Even the 18s. Cambions have a very high armor class. It's because they get the charisma bonus to this armor class.
Oh, nice.
So yes, he disappears into the night sky.
Oh well, never mind. Let him go.
Oh, well, yeah. I just suddenly realised Imnek could actually summon his pack weapon as a longbow as well.
Oh, a bit late now.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, let's find this book.
Yes. Imnek's going to go over to the spyglass and just look through to see what it was last pointed at.
It's pointed towards the market square in the middle of the city.
Interesting. You didn't do much stargazing with this thing then? Do I see anything pertinent through there, or it's just the general?
Yeah, it's like looking at just the general kind of the square, so you get a good view of it because you're high up. It's one of the you're in one of the highest buildings in this kind of region. You've got a good view of most of what's happening in the market. You're seeing who's coming and going, but it's not still aimed at anything in particular.
Can I think of any sort of maybe shops or stalls I've seen there that seem relevant to me that he might be watching comings and goings from?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh dear.
To mind.
Just intelligence, yeah?
Yeah.
That's about average, yeah.
You can't remember what shops were there at all.
Yeah.
There might have been a Tanner's there.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Uninteresting to me.
Mm-hmm.
They were selling fancy civilized folks' clothes. More Arrakis' street.
Definitely. Right, so we've got this book. Is that the one we're after?
Well, there are a couple of heavy metal-bound dwarven tomes. So rather than being like leather-bound, they're in these like interlocked metal bounds, but everything's written in dwarvish.
I'll bag that. I can't read it, so.
But on the desk is a letter that it looks like he was just finishing writing.
Ooh, can we read it?
You can, because it happens to be in common.
How convenient.
Where I put the bloody thing. Ah, there we go.
Ooh. Zelen the White. Who the hell is he?
Well, I guess we can go down and scrape him off the pavement and find out.
I've got animate dead if that helps.
It might help, actually.
The Land of White would actually be who he's writing to, isn't it? Never mind. Valish the Brown. At least they have the similar opinion of Valish as we do.
Baby's brown because he's shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you spell Christian Ebon. That's not how I've been spelling it in my notes at all.
So he made up words.
Yeah.
He's buried with a car. Oh, Akar Castle, yes.
Who was that again?
Akar Castle. He was... is he the one that found it?
No, he was the husk.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
kicked his ass.
Jake's video's vanished.
Yeah, your video was disappearing earlier.
Was it? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Dropping in, dropping out.
Praxin. Well, that doesn't. Some control over demon kind. So Urta was being controlled, potentially. How interesting. We lost Derek completely now.
We lost Derek completely, looks like, yeah.
Seems to say he's muted, but I don't know if that's muted because he's gone or just because Skype's muted him for dropping or whatever.
He's done the same as what John is, because John appears the same, if that makes sense.
Some documents suggest, I suppose, a car. Well, we know it's not. The documents. Hang on a minute. Whoa. Hold the phones. Red Dragon? Shit. So the Dragonfire shattered the crystal shard, which is why it's in 8 bits now. All records of Hephaestus simply disappear, which is most peculiar considering how meticulous all records of my own hypothesis. Cloud did not appreciate the competition. Yes, one does not mess with Clouth. So.
It's back.
A lot of this we already know. However, the power over the demon kind is very illuminating.
Interesting. And it is the your uncle is a he is a demon, isn't he?
He's a demon. He is there to. So, Uncle succumbed, potentially. How interesting. Well, it doesn't change our mission. We need to find the rest of these shards. Although, if one of them resides with a red dragon, that could be interesting. Trouble. Yeah. Yes, trouble.
I think we will need Cockwind for such a thing. Where is he?
Oh, he mentioned something about shopping. I don't know. Let him go.
He's gone to eat, hasn't he?
Yes, probably. He did mention also a ham of some description. The best ham in the quarter. I don't know. Well, I recommend we take these books back to the dwarves. They may let us in the library.
Oh. Didn't we promise Zephyros one of them?
Well, assuming it's the right one, yes. Well, we could go to the giant. He can read the book, and then we could take it back to the dwarves.
Indeed.
2 birds, 1 stone, favour all round, job done. Like it.
Seems like a good idea to me.
Right. Let's get back to the castle. Go.
Right, I am going to make a small interjection at this point.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, it's all right. It is when we had the last session, both Cockwind and Imnek wanted to spend some of their hard-earned cash on some magic items. I've since found the rules for purchasing magic items in Zarkar's Guide. So you have to make some decisions before you attempt to buy something. It's not just a simple case of like going into Argos, putting a number on a piece of paper and hoping for the best. It's more involved than that, shall we say.
Uh-huh.
So, in order to purchase a magic item, you have to spend quite a little bit of time currying favour with people, wining and dining, and basically trying to chat people up to try and get them to part with their hard-earned items.
Doing what I do best.
Yes. So you have to spend at least a week and at least 100 gold pieces in expenses to see if someone is willing to part with some magical items, and then you will make a charisma check to see what kind of items are available.
Nice.
You can spend more money, you can spend more time. So for every extra 100 gold pieces you spend, you get an extra +1 to your dice roll, and for every week you spend searching for items, you get an extra 1 to your dice roll.
Okay.
I suspect time is what we don't have.
I would concur.
Almost certainly.
We definitely don't have a week. Oh well.
Well, I mean, it could be up to a week, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's at least a week,
At least a week. Okay.
and then you can spend multiple weeks after that if you wish.
I mean, I guess we can use the time to rest up and maybe examine the books more closely. I mean, it would probably take Imnek like a while with, a finger under each word as he's going through reading Dwarvish. But,
Well, Arrakis could go back to the castle, but it won't take him a week to get there.
Mhm.
No magic items then.
I mean, we could spend a week. I mean, we spent a number of days on the travelling, didn't we? Or maybe we could head back to. Oh no, I guess we can't. We have to be in town for that, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, it's considered to take most of your efforts as you're moving around town, making meetings with people, buying them lunch, that kind of thing.
I mean, the point of coming to Mirabar was so that we could actually spend some of the money that we'd spent the last several months picking up. So I'm assuming Cockwind will want to do it, but it's kind of a bummer that Sid isn't here for that.
He can catch up, I guess. So yeah, he's off doing it. Well, if we're wanting to move out and do other things.
Well, we kind of want him to do the other stuff.
As a suggestion, so you're aware, there are other things that can be happening. So there are other downtime activities if, like, one or two of you are looking to buy magic items. Like, for instance, research is a downtime activity as well. So someone could be, trying to research items on something while other people are searching for magic items.
Well, maybe then the other two, then, if they're not looking for magic items, could read the books and then taking them back to the dwarves, use them to gain access to do more research.
Yeah, I'll do that because I don't need any magic items. Or rather, the magic item I want is not going to be available for me for quite some time.
What's that?
I want some kind of magic robes. But they're going to be very rare.
Is it a particular set of robes you're after, is it?
They maybe have been something to do with a lich at some point or other.
Okay.
Never do anything by halves, do you, Andy?
The robes of Vecna, rather powerful. Very famous.
Of course.
Dream big, I guess.
But ultimately, unless I want to start looking for magic robes, but I can't imagine they're going to be particularly available. Robes are generally quite rare, I think. The Iron Hand of Vecna. Ooh, wow, hello.
If anyone tries to say you the head of Vecna, don't do it. It's a trick.
It's all right, I can animate your quotes later.
Artifacts. So, let's have a look. Staff of Power. Robes. Here we go. Robe of the Archmage. That's it. Legendary status. Yeah, I ain't getting that anytime soon.
Something to stick a pin in that. Go for it later.
Indeed, yes. I ain't getting that anytime.
Okay, so do you want to spend downtime activities? What happens is, tell me what you want to do, basically. Do you want to?
Well, if you guys want to do shopping, I'm happy to sort of wander around town and actually do questy type things.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's because we've been sort of accruing all this stuff and we haven't really had a chance of downtime for a while. So it's a bummer that Sid's not here.
Well, unfortunately, that's what I did say earlier. Someone might have to make a decision on behalf of Sid. I know what Sid wanted.
Yeah. Well, yes, I know that he would want to spend the money on stuff.
Yes.
like look for items, do shopping. So
So,
that's what we came here. Okay. Yeah.
so what I could do is we could.
We'll spend a week, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do you two. We'll do you two. You and Cockwind's stuff first. So you're both spending a week. You have to decide how much money you're going to spend. You have to spend at least 100 gold pieces. And are you Imnek just after magic items? See what's available, or are you after something in particular? You get, because if you say something in particular, you have to specify the magic item.
I'm trying to remember. I seem to remember I did specify a couple of things.
You said
remember.
kind of defense stuff.
Yeah, defensive sort of magic items. I think that was about right. Yeah, because I was trying to work out if like a Rod of the Pack Keeper as well, but I don't know. That's mostly just because it's handy to have, be able to get a spell slot back. Yeah, I'll go with defensive magic items is kind of what I'm looking at.
Okay, so how much are you going to spend on wining and dining people?
I guess. Did you say it was 100 gold increments basically?
It's 100 gold. Then after that, you can spend 100 gold to give you a +1 bonus, up to a maximum of a +10 bonus. So you could spend 1,100 gold pieces to give you a maximum of +10 to your dice roll.
Okay. I will spend say 300 gold,
which gives you a +2 on your dice roll. Okay.
I'm not sure what Imnek's idea of wining and dining is. Probably more carousing.
Yeah.
Speed.
Okay then, so you spend your 300 gold.
Yep.
And then you make a charisma check. Charisma persuasion check, sorry. So you make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use my hard and awkwardly earned point of inspiration to give myself advantage on this roll if I So mark that
Jeez,
off.
I'm glad I didn't attempt to get some now.
And of course, I'm sort of thinking. I'm thinking my other half-elf character. He has pretty good persuasion. Imnek is.
He's got good charisma though because you're a warlock.
Don't give me double ones again. Okay, that's all right.
So you've got 21, and you spent an extra 200 gold, didn't you? Because you spent 300 total, so you get +2. So your total result is 23.
Nice.
So we'll do these rolls out in the open. So you have managed to find 1d4 items available for sale. That's 3. And they are. That's the wrong rulebook. 23 on table 3.
Survey says.
Survey says.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Right, so now I want 3 of them. So why is D100 not a standard dice roll? That's a bit annoying. Right, so we want 1, 2, and 3. So you've managed to find a potion of supreme healing available. We shall work out the costs in but a moment.
Yeah.
Supreme healing, they are not cheap.
No, none of these are going to be cheap. But we'll find that out in a minute. A 58. No, we've already done that. Sorry, a potion of storm giant strength.
Not really interested in potions.
And oh God, where are you?
36.
And a scroll of protection.
Oh, well, that was a waste of 300 gold then.
Would you like me to work out the costs for any of these?
I don't really see the point in spending ridiculous money on one-use items, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they are slightly
That's
cheap.
very disappointing.
Let me just work out just the costs, just in case it takes your fancy.
Oh, scroll of protection. I probably almost certainly can't cast.
Okay.
Unless, is it not a magic spell scroll? Is it something else?
No, scroll of protection is slightly different. Scroll of protection is that will be. So it's 1d10 plus 1,000. Sorry, guys. So £8,000, 8,000 gold pieces, and it protects you against a particular creature.
Okay, so this was a waste of time then.
Okay.
If I'd realised it was going to be one-use stuff, I wouldn't have bothered, to be honest.
It's random, unfortunately. It depends. As I say, it depends on your dice rolls. It's not prescriptive as well. Yeah, you can't. As I said, it's not like shopping in Argos. It's random what comes up.
So I hadn't realised that the one-use stuff was really on that for that. So, okay, yeah.
Okay. You're not interested in the 2 potions either, no?
You.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to spend my money on, but I'd rather save it for something that's going to actually be useful.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to afford the one of the potions anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gauntlets of even ogre strength. Oh, that was what I asked. Gauntlets of ogre strength, or like a magic shield. I remember now. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a one-off strength boost. It's not worth it, but like a permanent, even if it's a more modest strength boost, would have been more useful.
So which one did you want to search for? Because you can specify one item.
Yeah. I mean, the way things have gone, probably the shield, because I'm the only one who can even take a hit, but that's kind of getting beyond that point now. Those cambions are anything to go by.
Mm-hmm.
So you're after a magical shield. Is it a particular strength of shield you want, or just something just to increase your protection?
Just to increase protection, like I guess a +1 would probably be.
Okay. Where the hell are shields in here?
Just under shield, I think. Or a shield +1.
Shield +1 +1 is uncommon. Blah, 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 blah. It will cost you for a shield +1. Where the hell's the dice roller gone? 100 gold pieces.
100?
100? Surely not.
Wait,
Yeah.
so Scroll of Protection that works once is 8,000 and a magic consistent magic.
Yes. Yep, that is indeed correct. A shield +1 is an uncommon item which costs you 1d6 times 100. So therefore, that cost you 100 if you were to
Oh, that's for
purchase it.
+2 if I had an idea. I don't know how much they would actually end up coming out. So
+2 is
yeah,
adds another 0 on, maybe 2.
yeah, maybe one 0, yes. 2 zeros, not so much.
No. So
Yeah.
shield +1 is available for the bargain price of 100 gold pieces.
Okay, yeah. Bloody hell! I spent more money getting drunk than that. Yes, I will snap that up.
Right. Do we want to do it on Sid's behalf? I think it seems fair, really.
Go on then. Yes.
So.
Someone else want to do that?
Right. Cockwind. Cockwind's persuasion skill. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. But he's got charisma 3. So I'll dock the 100 gold pieces from him. Should we give him any extra stuff? Do you want to make a decision on his behalf?
He's probably loaded anyway, so.
I don't even know what rogues want out of magic items.
Sid did ask for something in particular. Sid did ask for the goggles.
Oh,
yeah.
He wanted
So-
night vision goggles, didn't
He
he?
basically wants night vision goggles because all you guys got infravision and he doesn't. Sorry, dark vision.
Vision, yeah.
God, that's showing my age, isn't it? Infravision.
Yeah.
AD&D 2nd edition for you there, folks.
Yeah.
Definitely need to buy this for them, I think.
So, goggles of the night are an uncommon item, which means he will need 15 or more on a persuasion check. He gets +3.
How much money does he have?
He's got 300 gold and 270 platinum.
I can't believe Cockwind decided to donate his money to all his party members.
Yeah, I know.
It's very generous of him.
It was very, very. I tend to go to a casino now and just bunk it all.
Should we say like around 500 to give him a +4?
Yeah.
Sure.
Should give
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
He doesn't have a point of inspiration, does he?
Yes, he does.
Oh. I'm not sure if... I suspect he would probably use it if he could for this. But I don't know for sure. Because this is a pretty important role for him, I think.
Yeah. So many platinum is that? If he spends 500 gold, which is 50 platinum, isn't it? Let's take it off that one for him. Okay, so he gets +5 to this roll. Which I'm going to do persuasion.
There we go.
There we go. He has managed to find goggles of the night, which are uncommon items. They cost 1d6 plus times 100.
He obviously
cost
wasn't
us-
drinking with the right crowd.
It costs him 600 gold, so that's 60 platinum.
He would bite your hand off to get it, I suspect.
Yes. On that much. Okay. So,
Now, so basically what happened was that Cockwind went around fine dining and everything, talking to glad handing everyone he could, and then found someone willing to part with it reluctantly. Whereas
Yeah.
went sat down all the pubs and then got a tip from someone that there's some second-hand shop where they didn't really know what it was they had on their hands.
with all these people coming to you going, sir, but look, we have this fantastic potion of giant strength. A snip at 10,000 gold pieces.
Indeed.
Fucking hell.
What? Are you mad? Oh, what is a
Just went
shield?
down the jumble shop.
Right then, so that's you two sorted. So the other two, what are you two guys doing then? To give you an example of what's in the Xanathar's guide for downtime actions, you could, for instance, put some magic like that these guys have done. You can carouse, which is try and get some contacts. You can try and craft items. You can try and take part in some crime. You could go gambling. You could take part in pit fighting. You could have a bit of a relaxation, or you can do some research.
I'm going to do illegal activity and go gambling.
Of course you are.
What kind of illegal activity can I take part in?
It is quite literally described as crime. It's non-specific.
Well, I think doing over a gambling den could be quite entertaining.
Well, yeah, you are supposed to be the kind of persuader and
exactly.
Have you? So you can try
Charlatan's dice.
I am not attuned to them.
Got a week.
He's got too many magic items to be attuned to. All of them.
True, actually, yes. I've got something like 3 or 4 because I've got the staff. I mean, they're all kind of. I've got the amulet of elven aging, so I age very slowly. I could probably take that off for a week, and it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, can I do that, Steve?
Yeah.
I will take off.
You age to dust instantly.
I will attune to my dice instead of this amulet for a week.
Okay. So you're going gambling then?
Yes.
The activity requires 1 work week of effort plus a stake of at least 10 gold pieces to a maximum of 1,000 gold pieces, or more, if you so wish.
I could probably stand to lose 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
Watch this escalate out of your hands.
Totally.
Okay. Since you're using the dice, you've got to be careful with them slightly. You don't overuse them so you don't get spotted.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the normal gambling, you will make a wisdom check, a charisma. Make an insight check, a deception check, and then an intimidation check.
An insight check. Oh.
An insight check, deception check, then an intimidation check.
How's your insight, Andy?
Quite shit, it would seem.
Oh.
That's a fail. A deception check, essentially.
Hang on, we'll do them one at a time.
Oh, no.
So that was your insight check, and the DC of this is
more than 1, I'm guessing.
Does he have 2 proficiency to these?
So what I was going to say is because he's got the you aren't proficient in the dice.
No, I'm not.
It'll give you advantage because of the magical dice.
Okay. So another insight check.
Insight check.
I'll do.
It's 2 of them plus. So the difficulty is. No, hang on. Let's try that again.
39?
Let's try it again. Let's try that again.
What kind of casino is this? I mean, I know the odds are stacked against you in a casino, but Jesus Christ.
Well, I kind of like the idea of him going in with an insight of 1, literally just like striding into the place with no idea what's going on.
Right, so with a little bit of cruising, you managed to get in, and you're at the tables. Can you now make a deception check? See if you can bluff someone into thinking.
Yes, I can.
20. Ooh, you've passed that one as well. Now, you seem to you seem to have got everyone on the ropes. Can you intimidate everyone into basically putting a bet in their house on the roll of your dice? Make an intimidation check.
Yes. Yes, I now own 4 houses.
You gain double the amount that you gain double the amount you bet.
So I end up with a net of plus 200.
Yes.
So, excellent. 1,300. Excellent. That's rather profitable. I might do that again. And fun times had by all. I shall walk out of this gambling den looking rather smug.
So, Sylfina, are you doing anything during this downtime? Studying mushrooms for time?
And then I shall reattune to my necklace.
Arrakis looking smug, i.e. Arrakis looking like he does on every other day.
Not really, I guess.
Okay. Right then, chaps. It's come to the end of a week. You've been... seems to be quite successful in your purchase of the magical items, and Arrakis returns looking rather pleased with himself. What's next?
We talked about doing some research. Before Arrakis got, sidetracked gambling, his life saved. I mean, were we able to read the books in between the stuff?
Well, can any of you speak Dwarvish?
Yes.
I think I can.
I think the 2 elven people can. Yes.
From the reading you'll be able to do, it appears that the letter that you found is the edited highlights. So it's like the letter is a condensed version of what was in these various books.
Mm-hmm.
So flicking through, you don't find anything that is beyond what's already in the letter from the wizard.
Is one of the books on Urtu? Because I believe that was sort of like kind of how we ended up following this wizard, because we were trying to.
Yes.
These books mention Urtu, but they are not. Urtu is not the subject.
Okay.
So they mention that Urtu was seen in Icewind Dale during the Battle of 10 Towns, and they mention how it seemed to be in the service of Akar, but there's not much else in there.
Well, do we return these to curry favour with the dwarves, or do we? Oh, I believe we promised one to Zephyros for his collection. But perhaps we could save the others, or maybe do we want to claim credit for recovering them? Like, the question might be asked: how did we recover them?
Let's not get bogged down in how we acquired these.
Oh,
the fact is that we have.
We could always say that we just knocked on the door just for a chat, and they attacked us unprovoked. They thought we were here to collect on the overdue library tickets.
Indeed. Well, let's get them to their rightful owners then.
Okay, so you didn't speak to the owners. You spoke to Hilda
That's we did. Yes, that's true.
Who kind of put you into contact with the right people.
Can we find her?
It shouldn't be too difficult to find. Every so often she checks in on you and sees how you're doing. So yes, it shouldn't be difficult to find her in town.
Excellent. We'll try and do that and give her these books.
Okay, so you meet up with her in a tavern, and she seems very excited and pleased that you managed to retrieve the books. Oh, do I want to ask how you came by these? Right. Okay.
Lying around on a table somewhere.
Right. Is it probably best I don't know, is it?
Well, yes. Let's say yes.
I just hadn't thought. Did we check the corpse of the wizard, by the way?
We didn't actually, no.
We kind of exited we kind of like skipped beyond that very quickly. I assume we would have checked on the squashed remains of him.
Yes, what did you do with the squashed remains of the wizard?
To make a suit.
Yeah. Dustpan and brush.
I've got a garden vac here. We could use that.
Well, did we find anything on him? Because I know Cockwind would have asked. See, we subcontracted all this kind of thinking out to Cockwind, so we forget it.
You wouldn't have found stuff on him, but
What about in his place? Yes.
yes, you would have found stuff on in his house. Yes, so you found
Yeah, a potion of supreme healing, a scroll of protection.
you found a chest inside the bedroom next to the bed, which was locked, but Cockwind was able to easily get bypast that. Being the deft locksmith he is, Dave swore a couple of times under his breath and pretended that everything was fine.
None of us can speak halfling, I think, so we wouldn't have noticed.
No, it's true.
No, wouldn't have heard a damn thing. So, you find... There we go. Some crossbow bolts.
Okay, we'll give those to Sylfina, presumably.
Crossbow bolts. No.
Oh, we'll give them to Cockwind then.
Yeah.
A scroll to be determined. A potion and a rod.
Ooh, gives on the rod.
I guess we'll one of our a week to try and identify these.
So they are plus 2 crossbow bolts.
Ooh. How many of them? Sorry for the record, I'm just keeping track.
That is a good question.
Usually 20 or so in a pouch.
Do you mean I wrote 20 down and stand? Probably don't much.
Ammunition.
It's usually 20, isn't it?
Doesn't say.
Unlimited.
Well, they're usually bought in bundles of 20, but I don't know if that's excessive in this case.
Let's just leave that for now. I need to get to the bottom of that one because that Dungeon Master's Guide doesn't say.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 1 or 20.
Mm-hmm. I mean, 1 seems a bit mean, but 20 seems a bit good.
Generous.
10 then.
Pretty recover them.
Yes, some.
Yes. I've got question mark.
So it's an immovable rod.
Oh.
An immovable rod.
Yes, a potion of resistance.
Immovable rod.
You put it somewhere, you click a button, and then it's like they're solid.
Right, that could be quite fun.
Yeah.
Stick it in the middle of a corridor, click the button and walk away and watch hilarity as people pile into it and just go crunch.
In Critical Role, they once teleported inside of a dragon and put their movable rod there. So it had to get out of itself to get away.
And a polymorph scroll.
Ooh.
What was the potion?
A potion of resistance.
Who can cast polymorph here?
Probably me. Let me have a quick look. Sorcerer, polymorph. Yes, I can cast it. 4th level. Druid, 4th level, polymorph. Yeah, so Adam can cast it as well.
What level? It's 4th level, yeah.
Fourth, yeah.
Both of those. Yeah, I think next time we'll level up at some point.
Okay. Potion of resistance. Okay.
What do you want that? Because I'm
Uh,
resistant to fire already, so...
Okay. Do we know what resistance it is for?
That's a very good question. I need to roll a dice. The good DM would have prepped this.
I've got it in front of me. Just roll a d10 and I can tell you. That is a 7, which is poison resistance.
There you go.
So if we encounter a green dragon, we'll be okay.
Yes. Okay. So we'll have that in our back pocket for whoever might need it. And
We don't have a scroll of we don't have a scroll of wish, do we? Because that would be quite fun.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and probably say the immovable rod, probably by default, Cockwind should have that. Because I think with his sneaky solo.
I think that's a good idea, yes.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah.
I'm 200 quid up.
I'm one.
You've got a shield.
It's probably like a really dirty, nasty looking kind of crappy shield that I'll have to clean up because I got it from like some second-hand shop.
Where'd you get it from the charity shop?
They didn't know what they had on their hands.
Right. Are we giving a book to this giant, or are we just giving them both to what's the shops?
Well, Imnek.
Oh no, we need to go to the library first. That's why. That's right. Okay.
Imnek would want to give one of the books we promised to Zephyros, but the others are happy to give back.
Well, I thought the whole point is we need to get into the Dwarven library to get the book to give to Zephyros.
I believe that this was the book, one of the books we were looking for.
Yeah, because they've been nicked from the library.
Yeah.
So we need to give them back to the dwarves so we can go into the library to get the book we need for Zephyros.
I know. I thought one of these was the book we.
No, I don't think it was. Because they wouldn't let us into the library because they all got embarrassed because they'd lost a few.
But that was the
Maybe
thing.
you're right.
Yeah.
Helder sort of came and sort of said, well, no, A, they don't want to, but B, they're embarrassed because the books you were asking for have been stolen anyway. At least that's my
Maybe
memory.
you're right. Maybe you're right.
And can you recall?
Sorry,
Steve.
Can you... Are the books that we've just found the ones that we need to give to Zephyros? Or are we giving them to the dwarves so we can get into the library, so we can get out of get a book out of the library to give to Zephyros?
you were told that it was highly unlikely you'd ever be allowed in the library.
That's true.
But you were told the books you were looking for had gone missing, and you pointed in the direction of this was the chap that was.
In that case,
So,
fuck the dwarves. Let's give them to Zephyros.
I mean, like you said, 2 birds with 1 stone. We give 1 to Zephyros, like we promised, and then we get audits from the dwarves for covering.
Or we give them both to Zephyros, he reads them, then we give them both to the dwarves.
What could go wrong?
Let's do it. Right, let's go and find Zephyros then.
okay. So you head out of town on the Blackwood Road, head back to and cut north towards the spine of the World Mountains to the point where you think you left Zephyros, but of course he's not there at the moment. But you wait around for about an hour or so, looking into the sky, into the clouds, and it does. And true enough, this cloud spiral staircase lowers, and you make your way up to Zephyros's tower, which he greets you there in his whistly roads. Hey, how's it going?
We have success.
You've been gone some time. I was beginning to get worried about you.
We got sidetracked.
It seems to be a common theme.
Yes, it's a small person thing. Anyway, books.
These are. So what are these? The books on. Sorry, I forget.
Two demons, crystal shard.
Oh right, yes, of course, yes. Are you gifting these books to me?
Well, ideally, we'd like you to read them, and then we need to give them back to the dwarves.
Very well. Okay.
We could gift one of them to you, perhaps. And
Let's see if I can find anything of use in them. Let's see if anything particularly useful. I require some time just to read these in depth. They appear to be dwarfy. I think I could be able to decrypt these without any problem.
Can we consider to be considered to have a long rest at this point?
Yes, you would have had 7 long rests by this point because it's been a week.
Okay, that's all right then.
Also, would Imnek in between the time have had time to recast Simulacrum because Harvey was looking a bit beat up?
How long does it take to cast?
It's 8 hours. I guess that would be too much, actually.
Technically, no, because you spent your week trying to buy the magical items. So unless you'd spent another day doing that,
I'm sure there will be time. Another time.
Do it now while he's reading his book.
Yeah.
I'll do that now.
Okay. So yes, after several hours, at the same time that you managed to make another Harvey, using the shard, Zephyros floats down from his study above with the books. I can't even say tucked under his arm because these books are kind of like held between his 2 fingers. Yes, most enlightening. I see these books chronicle a number of things regarding Icewind Dale and the Battle of 10 Towns, which many dwarfs took part in, and some issues regarding a red dragon that's apparently lived north of here. Very little about your relative Ertu. Just
Probably the best.
Yes. Although it's confirmed he's a Baylor, but I assumed you already knew this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well. Yes. Not as enlightening in that regard as I'd help. It does shine some light on this black ice stuff that you found so fascinating. Very interesting indeed.
Do tell.
Well, this is it seems much a powerful artifact, an old artifact perchance. I mean, these stories are going back at least 400 years, which of course is not a long time in giant kind's point of view, but it's still sizable. It's a generation for a giant. I do remember some stories from 10 Towns about the time. I remember cataloguing some frost giants attacking 10 Town about the same time.
Yeah.
And the giants align themselves with some. Now, the story goes the giants align themselves with a priest of Ilmater, which doesn't make any sense because a priest of Ilmater would have nothing to do with such things. I believe there was some subterfuge involved. Well, the frost giants of the spine of the world of that area, were most put out that they'd been duped by this being that was presenting himself as a thief. And although I do remember tales of such things, it seems that they're quite embarrassed and didn't want to say much.
I see.
I don't know how this information helps you at the moment, though.
No, indeed. Does it say what this being is?
Well, I do believe, based on what I'd heard, is this being was a devil of some description.
A devil, not a demon.
Devil, not a well. It's people often get the two confused. They think the abyss and the 9 hells are more or less the same place, and the devil and the demon confused. I mean, let's be fair. If you some fiendish being from some horrible dimension, I'm sure you won't be able to tell the difference. But it's as far as
Arrakis will just look at himself at this point and look around the room. Yes, we all look the same.
It's a shame, unfortunately, that some of these scholars now just misidentify them.
Right.
So it's unclear.
Well, does that really tell us anything that we didn't already know? In which case, we'll give the books back to the dwarves.
If Zephyros has no objection.
Sure.
Oh, I see no need to keep these. I've transcribed the information which I think is of most use. Taking an eye of what is of particular interest.
Good. Well, let's curry some favour with the dwarves. She'll do that. We'll go back to the pub.
Okay, so via Helder, you return back to Mirabar and hand the books to her. She informs you that such books have indeed curried the favour, and you are seen as a friend of the dwarves in Mirabar.
Excellent.
Hooray!
One can never have too many favours.
She says that she asks you, was the book useful? Is it enlightening?
Not overly, if I'm honest.
Oh, that's a shame. What were you hoping to get out of them?
Well, potentially a little more history of the power of the shard we seek. And its creators and users. And potentially a little more information about my uncle. But not to worry.
Is there nowhere else you could find such information?
Well, possibly. We're not sure.
What exactly is you after? It sounds like you're not quite sure what you're after, though.
Well, we need a little more information on this crystal shard we seek. We have some of it. I'll just look at Imnek. But we seek a couple more pieces, and we're trying to find them. And also, what it does. We know Ertu was involved, but we don't know exactly how.
Right.
I don't suppose you know anyone who can help.
Well, I mean, I'm a simple trader myself, so I don't know much stuff about demons and devils. But don't you just draw some kind of circle on floor and summon them and speak to them?
Well,
that's what the tales always say. You know, some evil elf sorcerer
Always elves, yes.
draws a symbol on the board. It's always elves tinkering in magic where they shouldn't be belonging, and then summons a demon or a devil. I'm not quite sure the difference myself, and speaks to them. Is that one way?
Well, I'd rather not summon Ertu if I could avoid it.
No.
Probably not a
You've
good
met him
idea.
once. He was not good company.
No, we've encountered him once, and that was enough. And I'm sure he probably won't tell us anyway. He's quite elusive. Anyway, so I guess we continue our search for the shards then, chaps.
Yes. So it was the one in the crashed castle we were looking for. That's the nearest one.
Oh, yes. And the Reged Glacier.
Yes.
Up here.
Skyreach Castle.
That's it. Do we know much about Skyreach? Is it well known in lore, or
No, you wouldn't.
okay.
You might have heard rumours about it, but you wouldn't know a lot of detail.
It's okay.
Well, we got pointed to Zephyros. Plus, I can use the shard to try and locate other bits of the shard.
Mm.
But we have an idea of where it is. We've heard of it.
Let's go find it. Back to the ice. Wonderful. Ugh. Well, I suppose the sooner we get it, the sooner we can return.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you'll be able to take us there. Oh yeah, we need to get back to the castle, don't we? To find the wizard, the giant, so he can take us there across the mountains.
Okay. So yes, assume you've gone back to Zephyros.
Yes.
Any luck, folks? My small folk friends, and
Well, I think we need to continue our search for these shards, Zephyros.
I see.
I don't suppose you'd be able to take us north.
Where is it you intended on going?
Skyreach Castle, or
He
what remains of it.
He raises an eyebrow at this and he goes, "Oh, how the devil do you know about that?"
Told us.
That's true. Yeah, he told us.
He told you.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's a dotty old wizard of a giant, so there's a couple of times when he's seen you and gone, "Who are you?" Oh, right, did I? Oh.
Yes. The voices told you to tell us about it.
Oh, that was it. Yes. That would make sense. Right. So what do you know about Skyreach Castle? Do you know anything?
It's a castle.
It was a castle like this that crashed or something, I think.
Yes, one of my is he my cousin twice removed? Cousin 3 times removed on my mother's side. Can't remember. No.
Families get like that.
Or was he his uncle? Or his auntie? No. Anyway, sorry. Yes, no, the castle was owned by a particularly, I thought him quite grumpy relative by the name of Blagothgus.
I see.
Yes. He had a bit of spot of bother a couple of years back. Got involved in something that we don't quite know what. Kept it all hush-hush. He's always kept himself to himself, and then whenever you tried to find out and help him, he got over in a huff. Miserable giant. Anyway, something happened, and his castle crashed. Now, this is his floating castle. It's similar to this one, but different. I mean, Manchester Tower. His was a whole castle, courtyard, everything, servants, all sorts. And the story is that he crashed there, and he had considerable wealth in there because he was doing something to do with some dragons. I don't know quite what. I think I know where it happened. I've always kind of, I must say, a bit of morbid curiosity. I mean, it's always interesting to see. I mean, cloud giant castles, they may be to a penny at the moment with all this ordning nonsense going on, but they really are quite rare. I'm fascinated to see if this thing could it be safe? Could I raise it? Could I find something interesting about our ancient past from it? So I must admit, I'm quite intrigued about going there myself.
I see.
Excellent. Sounds like we have a joint interest in this then.
Yes. Now, I do have to have a quick word of our mutual ally, shall I say, and see what if he has anything to say. But I think we should start making our way north. What do you chaps think? Do you need to stock up anything, any supplies before you go?
I believe we're good to go.
We will be heading over a mountain range and onto a glacier, unfortunately, and it's not the nicest of terrain, I must admit.
Winter clothing and some food, perhaps.
Good. Are you all sorted then? Are you?
I believe so.
Good. Right then. Well, we've already got winter clothing because you all bought it before you went to.
I thought we did, yeah.
Yeah, you bought that ages ago.
And food. Well, Imnek, his wanderer skill probably won't work so well on the glacier, so we might want to stock up on some food, or even just like stop on the way and forage some stuff.
Not a bad plan. Have we not got any?
We do.
We must have some rations. Yeah.
We do, yeah. Yeah, but so if we top up on the way, maybe occasionally, and forage with Imnek. Just be extra careful. Okay.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so after about halfway through the first day of travel, so he gains altitude and starts heading north. And a couple of hours after you've started heading north, Zephyros comes down again. So, interesting. Yes, so, right. I've just speaking to our mutual friend, and it seems that it's the Cloudspire Castle. What was it? No, it wasn't Cloudspire Castle. What was it called again?
Well, Skyreach.
Skyreach, that was it. I don't know. My brain's all over the place these days. Skyreach Castle is a bit of a hotbed of activity at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yes. So my mutual friend would also like some information if you could present it as to what exactly is going over there. Apparently he's incapable of being subtle, shall we say.
Your mutual friend?
Yes, you know, the big one, the big chap, red wings, fire breathing. Him.
I see.
Yes.
You want us to scout out Clouth?
No. We're about to scout out for Cloud.
Oh, see. Oh, really?
He seems to be a bit concerned that there seems to be a bit of a migration of all kinds of humanoids and giants and what have you heading towards where Skyreach Castle was.
I see. We'll be working for a red dragon. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, it's better working for him than against him.
Excellent point, yes.
That's the way I've been thinking of it anyway. I'm not. I've got to admit, your friends proposed this alliance, and I'm not entirely convinced. Yes, what do they call themselves? Heroes of randomness, something like that.
Oh,
yes.
that lot, yes.
Yes, I met with them a month or so back, and they
Band of bimbos, yes.
Yes. I met with them a month or so ago, and they at the same while they were here, and I was doing something similar for them. Then the Klaus followers turned up on this air balloon and said we proposed an alliance, and your friends said, "Oh yes, that would be a very, very good idea." So
they probably would.
Yes, I'm getting a bit concerned. I'm not quite sure making an alliance with a dragon was such a wise idea, but I didn't say that. You didn't hear me.
Of course not.
No, of course not at all.
Not a word.
So,
an alliance with a red dragon. The most powerful and evil of the red dragon, of the dragon kind. What a sensible idea.
oh well, too late now, eh?
Very well. As you say, it's probably worth working for him than against him.
Yes, of course. So I've kind of informed him a little bit about what you're doing, but I didn't want to tell him everything before we go too far. So is there anything in particular you'd like me to not share, or you would particularly like me to share with him that he may be of assistance? He's a very clever being, I must admit.
Nothing to do with even closely related to the crystal shard, I suspect.
Okay.
Avoid.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just tell him your. Should we just tell him your treasure hunters then, shall we?
Yes, an excellent idea.
Excellent. That sounds most sensible. He might. He's a red dragon. He might demand a cut. We don't know. Let's just see what happens, shall we?
Yes.
I know dragon. Dragons like treasure. If you're going to go treasure hunting for the treasure that's in Skyreach, then maybe he might demand some of that. I don't know. We'll find out.
He might get into an argument with Hal Cockwind about that, but I suspect Hal Cockwind might be more amenable than usual with a red dragon.
I would agree.
Yes, I can imagine he would. So, yes. Okay, then we shall head north then. So, you have several days of travel over the top of the mountains.
Right.
Most of which you don't really see much because the Cloud Castle goes above cloud cover. And every so often you'll see like a peak poking above the clouds of the spine of the world. And I've forgotten how fast Zephyros moves.
It's about standard travel pace, I think.
I think it was, wasn't it? It was about 2 hexes a day it tends to move.
Something like that.
Yeah, which is still fast because you're going over mountains. So if you were just walking over, it would take you absolute bloody ages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So after about 2 days of travel, you could admit being on Zephyros's cloud tower is a bit boring. There's not much to do really, apart from look over the edge and kind of look at the odd mountain peak going past.
Take a golf club and start hitting balls out the window.
It's halfway through the 3rd day of travel when Sylfina, you are on just randomly, on the kind of platform that is the tower, and you can see something flying towards the tower. Something above the cloud line.
A big flying thing, then.
It's quite well. You can at first it looks like you can only just see one flying thing, and as it gets closer, you realise it's actually like a series of flying things in like a V formation.
Oh shit!
Like geese would fly.
They wouldn't have to be very large red geese, would they?
Did dragons come in swarms? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like to get the rest of us?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you can make out these things approaching, and they appear to, as they get closer, you can see they appear to be birds rather than any kind of red scaled being, as you first imagined.
Good.
And you can see that these are giant birds with people riding on top of them.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Giant birds. Are they heading directly for us, or just?
They are heading directly for you.
And make sure Zephyros knows that we've got incoming.
Yes. Prepare yourselves. Does this thing have defences?
You hear his voice come down. Oh, it would be fine. Don't worry about it.
He'll be fine, I think, is what he means by that. But,
Yes. What are they?
So as they get closer, they kind of spread out and do a couple of circles of the tower. And you can make out they're giant vultures with what appear to be humans riding on top of them.
Are they making any kind of movement towards the tower, or are they just scouting?
At the moment, they've come in and they're circling ground.
Zephyros, what are these things?
I'm very busy at the moment. Can you just deal with that, please?
Why am I not surprised?
yes.
How far away from the tower are they? Roughly?
They've done kind of a quick circle, and they're coming in closer. So a couple hundred feet away at the moment.
Okay, so beyond shouting distance then.
Yeah, but they are heading. One is heading closer in to get a closer look, because you are, I assume, standing out on the tower.
Well, yes, I am. Oh, I see. Yes.
I can imagine Arrakis with the
Nosing, yes. I'll wander out.
Right. Imnek and Harvey will probably hang back a bit, just sort of add a slight with their packs longbows. Or Harvey certainly would. 2 Arrakis. God, it's terrifying.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shit, 2
It's
Arrakis.
all right. No, I did that. It's all right. It's fine.
Okay.
Do you want to drag a simulacrum out?
Oh yeah, I need to do that, don't
Present the cat, Andy.
I? Present the cat.
Standing in for Arrakis tonight. Andy's cat.
We've got Banjo the cat. Go Banjo. I knows you.
I forgot to actually make a simulacrum thing for him. There you go.
Thank you very much. Track of him then. He will sort of hang back a bit.
That should be that range.
He seems quite content.
He is, yes. He's getting love. He loves his love, don't you, Banjo? Come on then.
Right then. So one of the vulture things moves forward and comes and kind of just plonks itself.
Cast false life, by the way.
Okay. Plonks itself down in front of you.
Okay.
As there is someone in kind of in like leather riding gear, kind of on a saddle on the back of this thing, holding like the scruff of the vulture's neck. And it kind of just shouts and greeting and hail.
Greetings. Who might you
Come.
be, sir?
You have come to lay fealty to the Storm King.
I'm sorry, we what? Who?
Do you represent the owner? Are you the owners of this flying castle?
Let's say no.
You have stole it. You bring it as gift.
No. The owner is otherwise engaged.
I see. And has he come to beg fealty, or to owe fealty to the Storm King?
You'll have to ask him. He's rather busy.
He kind of looks at you a bit suspiciously.
He's
Who
up
are
there.
you people?
You're probably better off not knowing. Talk to the giant. He's up the top. We're nobody. We're tourists.
Tourists?
Yes, tourists. We have a thing for castles.
I see. And what are you doing here exactly?
Travelling to another castle.
He's completely bewildered by this answer. And so where may I find the master of... Where may I find a grown-up?
I need an adult! I need an adult!
Where may I find the master of this castle?
I'll just point at the top. He's up there somewhere.
He's very
Look
busy.
behind
Maybe you would prefer to come back another time.
Maybe you prefer to halt your movement of the castle then until we have cleared you.
That again will depend upon the driver. We have no control over this vessel. We are merely passengers.
He takes off, gets the vulture to take off, and then kind of circles around with the other ones that are flying with him. And you can make out he's shouting across to one of the other guys. At this time, you can Harvey feels like Zephyros. It can float down. He goes, what is going on exactly?
Harvey, from where? How much of can Harvey sort of see and hear from where he's?
So you control Harvey. in a way, so you can control and see.
Well,
a
it
bit
obeys your
weird.
spoken commands, moving and acting in accordance with your wishes. Yeah, I don't know if that
Yeah.
means like my verbal wishes or. But he also kind of has my intelligence and everything, so well,
Yeah.
such as Imnek, but so he sort of he would think like Imnek, I think, but I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like my telepathic wishes. It doesn't specify.
Right. Okay. So he'll kind of nod to Harvey and he'll head outside to the rest of you. So, what exactly is going on? These look rather threatening, I must admit.
Well, yes, he wants to know whether it's something to do with the Storm King.
And you owing fealty to him, and coming here to make your to bow before him or some such.
I would do no such thing.
Actually, I think he also sort of specified maybe giving this castle as tribute or something.
For my dead giant body.
Well, let's try and avoid that outcome if we can.
Okay. At this point, the same vulture kind of lands down. And he goes, I take it you are the master of this castle. I said, yes, I am. You have come to lay fealty to the Storm King. Who? Who the devil's the Storm King? I don't know a Storm King. And at this point he goes, you are a giant, you have come to join the rest of the giants. No, I've not. I was just wandering through. And to which point the vulture rider goes, then we shall take this castle. I don't think you will. At which point Zephyros starts humming a incantation and making the motions of an incantation.
I think we should probably get it inside.
Don't worry, gentlemen. It should be fine. It should be fine.
Are we shooting?
He takes out a little piece of honeycomb out of his pocket and sprinkles it in his fingers, blows it into the air, and says to the thing, "Now, I don't think you want to do this. In fact, you haven't even seen this tower, have you now?" To which the vulture rider goes, "No, I haven't seen any tower." That's indeed correct. In fact, I think I saw something flying, maybe it was even a dragon flying, about 50 miles northwest of here. Do you not agree? Yes, there was something flying 50 miles northwest of here. I suggest you also bring your friends a little closer. He whistles and they all come down. And he says, now, all of you, you didn't see this castle, there was nothing here, and there's a dragon 50 miles northwest. Do you not agree? To which they'll go, yes, and nod in unison.
It's like Men in Black. Look at this point of light. Think.
It's quite a high-level spell he's casting at this point.
Yes.
Indeed.
To which point they all take off and scatter in the background. Gentlemen, a word, if I may.
You may.
They were relatively easy to persuade, shall we say. I'm a bit concerned, though.
Why?
Cloud Giant's castle is his home. It's them. It's a thing. You know, as I said earlier, a Cloud Giant's castle, they don't get built. In fact, I don't think a single new castle has been built in thousands of years. I'm not giving up this castle to anyone. Now, we've got rid of them for now, but they say they're working for this Storm King. I don't know about you, but I've heard rumours about this Storm King. You said you'd heard something at this Hill Giants fought about the Storm King, did you not?
Yes, we had. Although we have no idea who it is.
Why are they, humans riding giant vultures, working for a Storm King?
A good question.
Working for the biggest man in town, I guess.
Well, yes, very well could be. Now, I did promise I'd take you to Skyridge Castle, but I don't think I want to take you much further.
Okay.
I'm just a bit nervous, shall we say? I'm not a fighter, as you can see. I'm more of a sage, and
More of a lover.
well, don't like to say that. Well,
More?
I
No,
don't.
please say no more.
I don't really want to put this castle in any risk of danger. Having it been captured, well, I don't know what I'd do. I'd never. I don't. Basically, I would not like to lose this to this Storm King, whoever he is. And I'm worried that these humans, they just expected me to hand that over just then. It wasn't a case of demand. You know, they just said it as if it was the normal thing.
No, indeed.
So, by my calculation, we were about a day's travel out from Skyridge Castle. So it might take you 2 days if you go take it on foot.
Very well.
Imnek will cast the locate object for like the crystal shard.
What did you say the range was?
Well, we kind of said that you said it was when it's for the crystal shards. It's unlimited, or you haven't sort of told me a limit so far. But for when it's like locate object as a normal spell, then it's a thing.
Yeah, I was using something.
Yeah, it's a special use of the spell related to crystal shards.
Mm.
Range is 10 miles when you're using it. Sorry, nearly dropped all my books on the floor then. So it gives you a general point. You're not close enough for it to have spotted anything yet.
Okay.
But you are, even he reckons you're a day's travel away, so you're probably 20 odd miles away from where you need to be. 20, 30 miles.
Shall we land ourselves and make the way on foot then, gentlemen?
Yes, I think so. Pretty safer. It would attract less attention. And as much as I like the attention of whatever a storm giant and various other large beasties is probably not warranted at this point.
No.
Excellent. I'm very sorry. Now, the question is, you obviously will want to get out of here, I imagine.
Indeed.
Do you want to arrange some kind of meeting point or meeting time?
Yes. Why don't you give us a week? Can we meet back here?
Meet back? It's a kind of landmark.
Or perhaps a landmark that we can see slightly further away, just to keep you safer.
So he points at a mountain peak a few miles south of where you are.
Yeah.
It's got relatively distinctive shape to the mountain.
Very well.
Imnek has his wander ability as well, which will allow him to. He has a great head for locations and maps and stuff.
Imnek will be able to recognise the mountain that he describes. Why don't we say I meet you back there in about a week? How does that sound?
That sounds
Sure.
Agreeable, yes.
I want to get out the way
just
of these
2 days to get to Skyreach, a couple of days to mooch about, and 2 days to get back again.
That sounds reasonable. Well then, thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you for taking us this far.
So he lowers the spiral staircase, and to the ground you go. Right then, gents, it's gone 10 o'clock, so I think that's an opportune time to call it a night.
I would agree.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Cheers.
thank you, Steve.
John Cage appears.
As if by magic.
You weren't paying attention at all. That was pure luck. You were playing Factorio and just happened to check back in, wasn't that? That's the real.
Unbelievable timing, I realise, but Cool. So, I guess it'll be Masters of Fate again next week, or we're back to the rotation?
MOF, I'd say, because you guys have had, is it 2 or 3 sessions now?
3.
3, yeah.
Such vigor.
Bitterness.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I was in
that's
Cyprus, so
fate.
it doesn't bother me.
I have the issue is that I have another commitment.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
It depends on availability. I think we might end up, because of Derek's availability, might end up going back to every other. It means that the other guys are a couple of sessions ahead, but I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
Mainly because champions have a chance to take ages to do anything anyway.
How dare you?
Yeah, the other alternative is to arrange maybe like a special one-off session to sort of do a bit of
Yeah.
catch-up.
Right, guys. I'd also say as well, you can level up to 7th level.
Ooh.
Nice.
4th level spells.
Which means you get to create more character sheet stuff for me, Steve, because I gain access to creating a spectre.
I also gained some additional animal spells.
Right.
Excellent.
Give
Cool.
me a heads up what they are before the next session, because I'll have to make tokens for them and things like that.
Yeah, I think me and Derek were talking about this, and then we realised, oh no, if we take these, we've suddenly created a massive pain in the ass for Steve.
Yeah. So at this point, I basically can have like, I have like 3 simultaneous summon abilities, including the simulacrum. So combat could get more complicated potentially.
It does unfortunately get in as you go up in levels. It seems to get exponentially more complicated anyway.
Yeah, I've got giant insect. I think some other stuff. I could dictate polymorph.
Cool. Well, someone will be back in a week's time for some more D&D action.
I've got blight now, and that's nice.
Vitriolic sphere.
And they will all be level 7 with shiny new toys to play with.
8d8 necrotic damage.
10d4 acid and 5d.
I see the options opening up.
And on those bombshells, we will say goodnight to our listeners.
Indeed.
Good night,
Thank you,
folks. We'll be back. Someone will be back in a week.
Right. I need to bail out.
That was it. I'll get Conjure